I have to think of some kind of a joke. Because you know that's how I start the show off. Come on, Ayapo, think.
Dad, who you talking to in there?
I'm talking to myself.
You know better than to say that. They'll think you're crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you mind if I have some of that?
Man, I'll take it.
Yeah, don't mind if I do.
What do I do?
You think of something.
Peace, family. This is Ayapo, and this is Ayapo Yapa. Ayapo Yapa is what? Right. It's an acronym that stands for if you aren't pissed off, you aren't paying attention. I'm sure that you've noticed that I've added something to my opening showing missing persons. The reason I did that is because I realized that in the news, all that you will basically see when they're talking about a missing person is some blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman. You know, some people prefer to say pink or Caucasian. For right now, I use the term white. So anyway, that's all you'll see. Every time somebody goes missing, you do not see any of our people when someone goes missing. Although our women, our children, our babies, our men are constantly going missing. But you hear nothing. You hear crickets. I take that back. You don't hear crickets. You don't even hear crickets. You hear nothing. The silence is deafening. So anyway, in the interest of being all about us, I'm going to start adding to the memorial also missing person. You can always go to the lab, read more information about the person who is memorialized, or you can also go to a link, and find out more about the person who is missing. But whether we can do something about it or not do something about it, as far as recognizing the person or whatever, it's still important for us to know that these things are happening to our people, which we already know it. But I want to be part of keeping that in front of our people. Is very important. Okay, so today what I'll be discussing is more of how we can self-actualize as a person, as a people, how we can start to extricate ourselves from this system, because I know it's a difficult thing to do. We were born in it, raised in it, and in many ways, in many subtle ways, we don't even realize our part in actually upholding the system itself. One of the first things that we have to be aware of is exactly who we're dealing with and what we're dealing with. See, now I've pretty much, my reaction when I hear someone talking about, oh, this unarmed black man got killed, this unarmed black woman got shot by the police, or this person got arrested for nothing, this person got somebody called someone on them and they were literally doing nothing. Now I don't really get all up in arms about it anymore. I just say I know where I am. That doesn't mean that I don't care. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to do anything about it. It's just that you're not going to distract me. And when I say you, I'm not talking about black people who are reporting it. I'm talking about the people who are instigating these things, the white people who are instigating these things, so that we're just constantly distracted by it. My answer to that, though, is I know where I am. You know, same stuff, different day. You know, you can find story after story after story, and it never changes. It's all just the same stuff. But the important thing is to hold focus. You know, hold that focus on what it is that we're actually needing to do and wanting to do, which is to get out of the system. I used on my last video, I used like an analogy, a short analogy of a casino. When we're talking about this system, it's like talking about a casino where some of the machines or some of the slot machines are fixed, or the games are fixed. Maybe not every single game. They're all designed for you not to win. Number one. And now just look at this as a metaphor for this country we're living in. The games are all designed so that the house wins. It may let you win every now and then just to keep you playing. But at the same time, you're in the casino, and there are some games that you know for a fact are fixed so that they'll never work. And so what do? You go outside and you grab a sandwich board or a sign, and you start protesting and they need to fix these machines. And so they fix one or two of the machines and take 3 or 4 of them and bust those. Fix those so that they definitely don't work. The answer is not to protest the casino. The answer is not to go in and try to fix the problems in the casino. The answer is, number one, stop playing. Slam on the brakes, take your wallet and put it in your pocket, or your pocketbook, as they used to call it, your purse, and stop playing. That's the first step. Stop playing. Stop putting your money in. Stop. The next step is to slowly work your way out of the casino until you're outside and you're going on about your business to wherever you need to go, and you are no longer in that casino. So while you're in the casino, you stop playing. While you're in the casino, you see them, so you catch a glimpse of someone fixing a machine, or fixing the machine so it doesn't work, and you know what they're doing. They're fixing it, they're breaking it. And you know that people are still good. You know what you do? Don't do anything. Because what they're trying to do is get you to focus on what they're doing so that you stop in your tracks and stop walking toward the door to get out. What you do is, while everything that they're doing inside the casino, you can go and talk to a few people on your way out and start saying, you know what, these games in here are fixed. You need to come on with me and get out of here. And you can say that to them while you're trying to walk out. But you don't stop. And if they say, no, you don't know what you're talking about, and so on, I'm going to stay in here, then you'd be like, you know what, stay. By all means, stay. But I'm getting the hell out. That's the way you have to do it. That is the way you have to do it. You have to get out of this system. Have to get out of the casino. There's no fixing it. You're in a house that's burning down, right? And then you get up, you hear the fire alarm, you see flames, and you're running toward the door. And then you pass the kitchen, and what you gonna do? Look in the kitchen and say, "Ooh, snickerdoodles." No, you're gonna freaking keep running and get out. There's no time to grab stuff and try to. You leave, so that you don't end up burned up. And so part of leaving the system There are many steps to it because we're so plugged into it, and it's not like there's one master plug you're gonna pull and be out of it. There are spiritual aspects, there are psychological aspects, there are physical aspects. They go even beyond just your geographic location. Do the simple things first. See, one of the places, I'll give an example. One of the places where we're plugged in is the food that we eat, the processed food that we eat, the food-like substances that we eat. This has us plugged into the system. So you're born, you start eating this crap that they're giving you. And then after a while, because of the way that the food is designed, the way the food is engineered, in the same way that they engineered cigarettes to get people hooked on them, they also engineer foods to get people hooked on them. Okay? They, specific processed foods. So once you're hooked on those, you're eating those, now your health is starting to suffer. Now that your health is starting to suffer, you have to plug yourself into the healthcare system. You have to plug yourself into taking these medications you can't get away from, and all these different things. So you're plugged in there. The way to get unplugged is to start changing what you're eating. Slowly. It doesn't have to be all like that at once. Angela is still teaching me about natural, eating naturally, and it's been like an uphill climb. Now, one of the things that I thought was going to be really hard to get away from, but it turned out not to be, was dairy. I thought that because I was in love with cheese and all that, but I stopped eating dairy, and it wasn't that big of a thing. So anyway, right now I'm vegetarian. I'm leaning toward vegan, but the only reason I'm not a full vegan is because there's still some processed stuff, like little cakes or little Debbie's or whatever you want to call them, and I still will grab those and eat them. Those have some dairy in them, but I'm slowly weaning myself off that. You don't have to do it all at once in one foul swoop, cold turkey. Some of you can, some of you may not be able to. You can do it incrementally. But I've gotten meat out of my diet, and that's been a long time. And now I'm starting to go more toward vegan. But that's a place where we're plugged in, and we may not even realize it as being such. But as we get away from their food, then we also can get away from their medical systems, their pills, and all these different things, we can start growing our own foods and just being more natural in what we eat. Even if we're not growing our own foods, we may know other black people eventually who are growing their own foods, and we start dealing with each other in that wise. When it comes to our spirituality, our religious experience, we have to get away from their religions. They do have religions that they have force fed us, and that we have latched onto, and we have to get away from that. Even down to the entertainments that we watch. I love my movies. You can see that. I love movies and so on, but I'm starting to even wean away from that, because I'm seeing the patterns, and I'm seeing what they're doing. I'm seeing how they're using us. I see how they're taking our using our own energy against us and to benefit them. I have to say this. I was all into voting since I was 18. I've been voting. You're talking about like 40 years, something like that. Voting. Black people historically, since we got the right to vote, have always been like one of the biggest, if not the largest, voting bloc in the United States. we're always voting for things. We're always putting people in office and helping. Is it curious to anybody or noticeable to anybody that even though we do all this protesting, we do all this voting, nothing ever changes for the better for us? And so you'll have people who say, well, the civil rights movement got us the right to vote, and there was affirmative action and stuff. Who benefits from affirmative action? White women. And now that's being expanded to include like LGBTQ and so on, regardless of what color they are. So you literally will have white men who can take advantage of affirmative action. Anything that we supposedly get, there's always built into the system a remedy for that to nullify the positive effect that it would have for our people. But once again, I know where I am. I understand where I am. And there is no bringing down this system, as I said on the video before this one. SOWS versus nature. As I said in that video, this system is going to collapse under its own weight. We don't need to do anything. All we need to do is concentrate on what it is that we need to do. We need to concentrate on ourselves. Another plug-in that we have, by the way, is this phony gender war. There is no gender war between black men and black women and black men. There is no gender war. There are only arguments to the degree that we are existing within a system that has caused us to behave in certain ways, and we're looking at each other pointing fingers. We're blaming the victim. But we have to start looking deeper. As Sister Anjali says, we have to stop this surface thinking. We've got to start looking deeper. Because you even hear, we talk about ourselves in such derogatory manners. For as long as I can remember, I've been hearing about the crabs in the barrel mentality. Yeah, black people are like crabs in the barrel. And this is black people talking, by the way, about ourselves. Black people are like crabs in a barrel. You know, when one of them tries to climb up, the other one's pulling back down. So we've got to adjust our thinking. And what I mean, when we're talking about crabs in a barrel, the question isn't why crabs in a barrel pull each other back down. The question is, why are the crabs in a freaking barrel? The natural state of a crab is not a barrel. And so when they are in a barrel, they don't behave naturally. The natural state of black people is not being under somebody's thumb or under oppression or with somebody's boot on your neck. That is not our natural state. Our natural state is not to be in all these situations where we're in neighborhoods that are flooded with guns and drugs and alcohol and so on and so forth. That is not our natural state. And therefore, is it any wonder that when we're thrown into these situations, we don't behave according to our real nature? But what do? We turn around and start blaming ourselves. And it's not our fault. It is not our fault. We've got to start looking deeper. When you look at your sister, black man, when you look at your sister and she's behaving in a way that you don't think is a good way, ask yourself, why is she behaving this way? Why is she in this system like this? What has caused her to lose her mind? Black woman, when you look at your brothers and they're behaving in a way that is not right, say, excuse me, why is he behaving in this way? What caused him to be this way? And what can we do about it as a people? How can we meet back in the middle? How can we come back to who we truly are as a people? The love that we once had for each other. The compassion that we once had for each other. The patience we once had for each other. You have black men and black women who are going to white people with the track record of history, historical evidence undeniable of the oppression that they put us in, and the rapes, the murders, the oppression, everything that's ongoing. But yet you're willing to let them off the hook. You're willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. But when it comes to your own people, you won't give him or her that same benefit. And it also lends itself to the materialism of this system that we're in. We're taught, we're conditioned to become materialistic. You know why that is? It's because they designed a system that they can control. They can control everything. They can control the fact that they get everything. And so they make things the end all and be all. And then everybody else is looking, saying things. We have to have things. Well, I want to be with the person who has things. And they set the system up like that to have things and deny those things to other people, and then have us trained to believe that the things are supposed to be what we want, as opposed to our character, our desire to perpetuate ourselves and not breed our own selves out of existence. Pack your stuff and let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Well, where do we go, Ayapo? We leave in here first. We leave in here first. It's meaning change the way that you're eating. Separate yourself from their processed food. That's their junk. You know, that's their junk. Let them eat it. Let them eat fish. You know, that's their stuff. Let's find our stuff. Let's do some serious research on not just running to the Christian church because that's the way we were raised. And let's find out what they were doing in different countries on the continent of Africa in terms of spirituality. Let's find out what's really going on with ourselves and spend less time worrying about what they're doing. Well, unarmed black man got shot today. Yeah, and another unarmed black man will be shot tomorrow. I take no pleasure in saying that. I'm just stating a fact. Well, you had some white woman call the cops on somebody that was, that wasn't even calling the cops on some black person that wasn't even doing anything, today. Yeah, and they will tomorrow. I know where I am. You know what I'm about to say because I paused. Buy This Black. Sister Ajali wrote a wonderful book for our people. If you care about our people, if you want to start extricating yourself from this system, that's a good starting point. So, Buy This Black. go visit my beautiful queen, Angela. She has taught me so much, by the way. I'm running long, but I gotta say this. In my relationship with Angela, or in any black relationship, it's not about this thing about, oh, a man is the head of the household, so he's the boss, and the woman is like this doormat. No. A man and a woman, a black man and a woman, enhance each other. They empower each other. They strengthen each other, and in turn strengthen our community and our people. That's why there is such a war on black love. It's out and out war out here on black love, because there is a power in it. She has learned some things from me. I have definitely learned some things from her, and I'm still learning. And that's the power of black womanhood. That's the power of black manhood. And together we can teach our children and start training our children right now to not even get plugged into the system. The couple little plugs they do have in them can disconnect by the time they're old enough to really start understanding things. But anyway, visit Angela at befabulousyou. I'll give the lab at the bottom, or give the lab, that's redundant to say at the bottom. Lab stands for link at the bottom. Visit SYKOPATHeist. I'm sometimes saying psychopathist. Visit SYKOPATHeist. That brother, he's unapologetically pro-black, loves our people. He and Renee do live streams, I think, on Mondays, and he has a wake and bake build on Saturday mornings. Powerful brother. I don't agree with him or Ajali or anybody else. I don't agree with Angela on every single thing. They don't all agree with me. But we are black people who love our people. So visit SYKOPATHeist. Also visit Nikki Justice. That queen is about our people. She is about our people. I don't agree with every word that proceeds out of her mouth, but she doesn't agree with every word that comes out of mine, I'm sure. I'm a little suspicious of anybody who agrees with everything somebody says. I'm a little suspicious of that. So, anyway, but in terms of people who are unapologetically pro-black, these are just a few of them, and I will keep naming them and keep dropping them in your ear. But those who want to get out the casino as we're walking out, by all means, come on and jump in the line. The more the merrier. And get the heck out of here. First in here. I love your family. I'm not ever going to tell you how I did the thing with the bowl at the beginning. You figure it out. You smart. I sure do love your family. And I'll see you again soon. I look forward to it. Peace.